Supreme Court's stern comment on NCERT focuses on role of BJP-led centre. RSS historians have been polluting young minds through textbooks for long. Author, Dr. Gyan Pathak. Supreme Court of India has ordered a blanket ban on an NCERT book and used the expression deep-rooted and well-planned conspiracy in a specific context of a chapter that discussed alleged corruption and functioning of the judiciary. Only an investigation can reveal the actual dimension of the conspiracy that has been threatening the entire country's social and political fabric ever since PM Narendra Modi-led government have come to power in 2014. The question is whether the conspiracy is far deeper, involving RSS-BJP clan-led government. In the current case, the Supreme Court's chief concerns revolved around the portrayal of the judiciary, possible undermining of institutional credibility, and the tone of the framing of the content for school students. However, the deep-rooted and well-planned conspiracy is an old allegation that has been raised since 2014 for several textbook revisions relating to several other matters. India needs to know to what extent the RSS-BJP-led government have been involved in changing the entire education system to indoctrinate our children in a particular way through textbooks revisions. In the current case, the Supreme Court bench of Chief Justice of India, CJI, Surya Kant and Justices Joymalya Bagchi and Vipul M. Pancholi has ordered the NCERT and Union and State Education Departments to ensure that all copies of the book, be it hard copy or digital, be removed from public access. We would like to have a deeper probe. We need to find who is responsible, and we will see who are there. Heads must roll. We will not close the case, CJI said. The court took strong objection to the communication by the NCERT director to the Supreme Court after the controversial portions came to light. The court observed, instead of filing an introspection of what has been written in the book in an extremely contemptuous and reckless manner, the NCERT director wrote back defending the contents. It seems to us that there is a calculated move to undermine the institutional authority and demean the dignity of the judiciary. This, if allowed to go unchecked, will erode the sanctity of judicial office in estimation of public at large and within impressionable minds of youth, the order noted. These are only but examples related to the judiciary. There have been several others that need to be taken into consideration. If at all, India needs to expose the deep-rooted and well-planned conspiracy that the bench has pointed out. There have been controversies and political debates in India about how the National Council of Educational Research and Training, NCERT, textbooks are revised, with critics on the opposition and civil society side claiming that changes reflect an attempt by the government and its ideological supporters BJP and RSS to reshape history and social science teaching. Critics, including politicians and academics, allege that recent NCERT textbook changes represent politically motivated editing or saffronization of history. Kerala CM Pinarayi Vijayan has accused NCERT of removing chapters and sections about events like the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi, ban on RSS, and parts of Mughal history, and said these were intended to promote an RSS-aligned view of history. Opposition leaders like Manickam Tagore have said the BJP is pushing an RSS narrative in school books. Academics Yogendra Yadav and Suhas Palshikar publicly objected to NCERT publishing revised textbooks under their names without consent. Earlier rounds of textbook rationalization, example, removal of chapters in Class 9 and 12, were criticized as ignoring key historical episodes or reducing coverage of Islamic history. One of the chief allegations is that the PM Narendra Modi-led government is following fascism and trying to establish absolute control over the country, including controlling the judiciary. Therefore, the comment of the Supreme Court stating, deep-rooted and well-planned conspiracy, is significant. There has been a core allegation of saffronization of history. It has been alleged that textbooks are being reshaped to reflect a Hindu nationalist worldview aligned with the BJP and RSS. Critics argue that ancient India is presented in more civilizational glorifying terms, Vedic knowledge and indigenous scientific achievements are emphasized, Islamic and Mughal periods are comparatively reduced or reframed, and cultural nationalism is foregrounded over secular historiography. During syllabus rationalization, 2020-2023, critics had noted removal or shortening of detailed chapters on the Mughals, reduction of references to court culture, administration, and syncretic traditions, and trimming of content on Delhi Sultanate rulers. Historians argue this distorts proportional historical coverage. NCERT says the cuts were part of pandemic-era syllabus load reduction. Revisions related to Mahatma Gandhi's assassination and the RSS ban, reduced or modified references to the ban imposed on the RSS after the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. It also reframed contextual discussions around the assassination. Critics claim this weakens discussion of extremist politics in post-independence India. NCERT maintains that essential facts remain intact and edits were technical or pedagogical. Contents related to contemporary political events were also removed. Chapters removed or trimmed include discussion of the 2002 Gujarat riots, content on protests and social movements, references to rising intolerance debates, and sections on democracy and dissent in certain classes. Some sociology and political science content reportedly reduced, discussions on caste-based inequalities, sections on minority struggles, portions referencing discrimination and communal conflict. In the post-NEP 2020 era, there is a shift toward civilizational narrative in the new curriculum. There are language framing and tone changes. There have been many more allegations suggesting deep-rooted and well-planned conspiracy, spreading beyond the corruption in judiciary. The whole thing therefore must be investigated and conspiracy exposed.